Welcome to Mr. Robinson's remote learning video for open house. So normally we do an open house where everybody comes and I get to talk about all my classes, but since we're in this remote environment, we get to do a video, and I'm sure you're going to have a blast watching all of your students' videos for all their teachers. Okay, well, I also want to say that we really thank you guys for supporting us in this remote environment. We know that it's hard, and that it's hard on students especially because they don't see their teachers. And you know, since I'm a middle school teacher, I'm usually like right there when a student doesn't have their work and say, hey, why don't you have your work? Well, I can do that by email, I can do that in a remote class, but it is hard to motivate students when they don't have a teacher that they can talk to on a daily basis. So I want you to know we're trying our best to make sure that we can get students to get their work done. I will say this, coming to class is probably the most important thing, especially for middle school, because then I can explain things a whole lot better in class, and then I'll have a much better chance of the students getting their work done. Okay, so with that all said, we're going to have a little thing that you can look at to see what I'm looking at here on the table. And I'm going to go through basically my performance standards that work for all of my classes that I teach. I'll tell you what I teach. I teach U.S. History, 7th grade. I teach World Geography, Eastern World Geography, 6th grade. And then I teach 2 wheel courses. One is problem-based learning, which could be 7th and 8th graders. And the other one is humanities, which could also be 7th and 8th graders. What I'm about to tell you for the percentages of and all the stuff that everything is worth works for all of my classes. So I don't have a separate video for all my classes. We've got this video. Okay. All right, so let's jump right in. You'll see on my performance standards I have my email up there. You're always welcome to email me. You know that because we're in this remote environment. You've gotten emails about that. You will notice though that at the very top you'll see it kind of starts off strange. It says essential question. And then I ask the question, what is expected of the students in Mr. Robinson's remote learning class? Okay, well, but why do I have it in this weird format? Well, because this is how we learn to solve problems and ask questions in all of my classes. History, geography, problem-based learning, and humanities is we have an essential question. And if you look on down, we have a hypothesis. Oh, then we have an explanation/research that we do once we form a hypothesis. And then you'll see all of this explanation of my class until you get to data. Well, now that you've looked a bunch of stuff up, you can start doing an experiment and have data. And then finally, you'll come up with a conclusion. Now, I was a science teacher for 25 years, so this works for science as well as history, as well as problem-based learning, as well as humanities. This is how we solve problems and do writings in all of my classes. All right. So, with that said, let's start where the stuff that you need to know is, which is under explanation/research. And you'll see right off the bat, the percentages for what things are worth are right there. And that's what you probably really want to know, and that's probably what your student really wants to know. So you'll see, homework, 40%. Tests, 10%. Classwork, 40%. College and career points, 10%. Let's do a little math. Which 2 can you add up to give you the largest percentage of the grade? Uh-oh, homework and classwork, 80%. 80% of the grade is homework and classwork. Meaning, if I'm not getting work from your students right now, they're not doing the homework I assign and the classwork that we do in class, they're probably not doing well. But if I'm getting it, then they're doing great. Matter of fact, I've probably got, I don't know, 80% of my kids that are making like 100% right now because they're doing their work. And if you do your work, that's 80% of the grade, you're going to do fine. Okay, so don't need a whole lot of explanation on what homework and classwork are, but I will give you a little bit. You can also read on the amazing piece of paper that's going to be on this video next to me, the details, and I'm just going to kind of go over it on what I think you need to know. So, homework, obviously, if I say homework, well, they're already at home. How's it homework? Well, here's how it's homework. It's homework because I want them to kind of do most of it before they get to class. So if they have me on Tuesday, well, they're going to need to get the work done by, on Monday and Tuesday morning. If they see me at noon on Tuesday, it'd be nice for sure if they had the reading done, if I assign some reading. Could be an article, could be a video they need to watch. And then maybe start on the questions or whatever goes, or the notes that go with that reading or video. So if they can have that, then we've got something to discuss in class. So that's why it's homework, because we need to discuss it in class. So it'd be nice to have most of it done before they get to class. By the way, I've already told my students this, if they don't have it all done, they're going to get to do it in class because I'm giving them the answers, because we're discussing it. By the way, I am calling on students randomly when they're in class, so that's why they need to be ready with their homework, because if they don't have it, they're going to have to, wing it. Which, by the way, we have a lot of winging going on, which is okay. As long as they try, that's all I care about. All right, that's homework. Classwork, another 40% of the grade. If they just come to class, they should get this done, because I make it a very small assignment, like 5 or less sentences or questions, or, super fast to be able to do in class, that they should get it done before the class is over, if they come to class. So I'll give them 10 minutes maybe during class. We'll actually take a little break in class. Hey, work on this classwork. Okay, now we'll come back. They get the answers in class. So if they're not done with both homework and classwork by the time my class is over for the week, okay, well, maybe if they're a perfectionist and want everything to be perfect, that's okay. But I'm telling you, the way the class is designed, they should be done by the time my class is over. This is middle school, people. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for the kids in this remote environment. Okay, so that's homework and classwork, which is 80%. Okay, well, now let's talk about the things that everybody's always worried about, which they shouldn't be worried about, because it's only 10% of the grade. Tests. I will tell you this, and I've already told the students. For the classes that have a book, which are history and geography, the tests are based on the reading of the book. They're going to have to read the book. I know that in middle school, students don't like to read the book, because I didn't read the book much in middle school. But if they're going to do well on the 10% of the grade that tests are worth, going to have to read the book. That's in history and geography. For my other will courses, problem-based learning and humanities, this is going to be based on what we do in class. And it's only 10% of the grade. So right now, not that high pressure. They could completely fail. Nobody's going to get below a 50 probably, but they can completely bomb the test and still have an A. Super easy, as long as they try to do something on the test and then just get a 0, which most students won't do that. Okay, so test 10% of the grade based on the reading if they have a book. Well, the other thing that your students are very interested in, and you might be too, I do a thing called college and career points, which I used to call employability skills, because I want your children to have the skills and the character needed to later on get a good job in the future. Well, what's going to be some of the things they need to do? Bring their stuff to class. In this case, they're going to need to have their book out in front of them when we're talking about stuff in class. Bring materials to class. Well, I can't see what's out in front of them because we're remote learning right now, but when they come to my live class, yeah, they're going to have their stuff out that they need, their paper, their notebook, their book. That's one of the things that's college and career points. Other things would include class participation, being willing to jump in when I'm asking for volunteers, and also being willing to try to answer when I randomly call on them in class. You probably already know that I shake a can and I pull out a number, and everybody in most classes gets to participate. But even if they don't know the answer, that doesn't matter to me. What matters is they try and they participate. And that's part of their grade. Now, I also give grades just for being awesome. Of course, being awesome isn't because they think they're awesome. I hope all my students in my classes think they're awesome. But no, it's awesome because I think they're awesome. So they make some awesome comment in class. You know, they raise their hand and say something that I wasn't expecting. Or, hey, maybe they catch me in something I said that isn't by the book. Thank you. I want you to do that. So things that students do that are awesome in class, I can be the judge of that. They can get an extra point. If they're super nice to their fellow classmates and, you know, are doing something awesome that way as well, sometimes I just give them a point. So some of this college and career points is just based on what Mr. Robinson thinks is awesome, that the kind of character students need to have. Okay, well, I pretty much covered the four main things. Let's go over one more time. Homework, classwork, tests, and college and career points. 80% of the grade is homework and classwork in this remote environment. That's why a student wouldn't be doing well if they didn't do their homework and classwork. Which, by the way, they get the answers in class. So they should be done by the time class is over. But they do need to have things done before they come to class so that they can participate. All right, well, the conclusion would be the information has been disseminated and results will be forthcoming. It is unclear at this point whether my hypothesis is supported. You always have to mention your hypothesis in your conclusion. The fun has just begun.